We're back.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Howdy, folks.
How we doing?
Yeah. Been a while. Seems like I feel like it's been a year since we've been on here.
Yeah. Something feels different though.
Yeah. So yeah.
I can't pinpoint it right now.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
We're obviously we took a little time off. The last thing we put out there was the old egg challenge, which I dominated.
He did.
And I dominated, and Joey vomited. So
I was able to.
If you haven't seen that, go back. It was right around. We actually filmed it the night before Thanksgiving, and we got put onto YouTube here. I think Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So be around.
Was not the best decision.
The end
I made.
of November.
Was not the best decision.
Sadly, it's in two parts. I do apologize for that, but we were still trying to learn the camera, and we're still trying to learn the camera. Where hopefully we got it. Hopefully this is going to be one continuous shot this time.
Instead of 5 videos.
Yeah, last time we were trying to record a show, it would stop and restart, multiple times. So we'd have to, upload an hour-long show into, 3-4 parts, and ain't nobody got time for that. But hopefully we got this resolved, and we are back in the saddle again. Happy New Year, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays, guys.
Hope all is well. Hope you're, everyone's doing good, happy and healthy. So yeah, a lot has happened since we've been gone. I mean, obviously we're not going to talk about all of it because this would be a 5-hour show.
And I couldn't make it. No way.
No. He gets sleepy when a mattress commercial comes on TV. So yeah, no.
Yeah, whatever.
But we've had a couple pay-per-views. We've had title changes. We've had some surprise returns.
Oh, big time.
Lots going on in the worlds of AEWs and NXTs and
I'll tell you what, man,
NWAs.
I'm really impressed with AEW, man. AEW and NWA, even Impact. Impact's stepping up too.
Yeah.
Impact's got that thing going with Rob Van Dam and all the ECW guys, and then you got AEW who Le Champion, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's still the champ.
That's right, and him and John Moxley are going to be feuding for that belt.
Looks like Moxley's coming after it.
For those of you who don't know, formerly
since
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, since we talked last, John Morrison has come back to WWE. Big Show made a return this last Monday.
Indeed.
To assist Kevin Owens and
Samoa
Joe against Seth Rollins and AOP. So that was a big surprise. First time on Raw in 2 years.
2 years, man. Big Show's been gone that long.
A lot of rumors coming up for the Royal Rumble this year, just a couple weeks away. Oh man, rumors galore.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it.
I mean, I have heard John Cena. I've heard Stone Cold. I have heard CM Punk. I have heard Edge. As possible surprise.
I even heard Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Exactly.
I don't know. Kevin Nash has been working out again. I saw he was jacking up. So maybe he'll come in.
Well, I mean, every year with the Rumble, there's always
those surprises.
There's always 2 or 3 surprises. I mean, and people won't get crazy like Stone Cold. Stone Cold comes out for the Royal Rumble. Stone Cold's not going to win the Royal Rumble. It's just not going to happen because he's not coming back in that capacity where he's going to make a run. He's going to come back in the Royal Rumble. He'll throw a few people out. Of course, he's going to eliminate people because he's the rattlesnake. That's what he does.
Texas rattlesnake.
And then maybe someone's going to toss him out, and that could possibly set up for maybe that that last match of Stone Cold that he talks about, he's got one more in him.
Which is
WrestleMania could be
rumored Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, exactly. Stunner versus Stunner. You know, of course, there's the news. Brock Lesnar announced that he's entering, even though he is the Universal Champion, he's going to enter in the Royal Rumble.
You said Universal Champion.
He is the Universal Champion. No.
He's the WWE.
He's WWE Champion. That's right. I'm sorry. I was confusing because of Raw. You know, Raw. Seth Rollins had the Universal.
Yeah, you know, hey,
I forgot.
It happens.
He did
it
the
happens.
flip-flop. But yeah, even though he's WWE Champ, you know, he's going to enter into the Royal Rumble, and he's entering as number one because he says the only way to prove that he is the best is to beat everybody.
Yep. Undertaker and Sting also
rumored, yes, for this Rumble. And on the female side, there's Ronda Rousey is a rumored.
She's been out for a while.
You know, a participant. Shayna Baszler.
NXT.
From NXT. But I think in the Rumble, I believe there's going to be a mix of WWE, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're doing all three shows,
which is cool. I dig that. I like that idea.
No, that's cool. And but the thing is, if they do the
Miz has gone back heel. Sheamus is back, and I'm not sure if Sheamus is coming back heel or face. Let's be honest with you, because
took out Shorty G.
Right, but he's also taking out heels as well too.
Maybe
he might just be coming back and going after everyone. You know, kind of one of those types.
Maybe he's just kind of like Brock Lesnar. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's just Sheamus.
Yeah.
You know, that's
like Stone Cold was, like The Fiend is.
Yep.
Fiend attacks, you know.
Whomever, whenever.
Whomever, faces, heels, legends. Of course, one of the popular rumors for the Royal Rumble is that Lesnar will go in one, and he'll make it to the end, and then the number 30 entrant into the Rumble is CM Punk, who comes out, and CM Punk will eliminate Brock, which will set up CM Punk and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the title.
Possibility. But I also read
that is just one of the many theories and rumors.
There was something I was actually watching today too, that the whole CM Punk thing. I guess Vince McMahon doesn't want him to wrestle for them, thinking he won't be a team player, supposedly. So I don't know, man. I think that stuff gets thrown in. I personally think he will return.
I do too.
I think so too. I honestly, I think if he doesn't return, his fans are going to be very, very upset.
I just think the fact that he come back in any capacity, and now he's around, he's back in the wrestling spotlight again.
Yeah.
I can't help but think that I mean, granted, the guy's UFC attempt was disastrous. To say the least.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a competitive guy, and as a wrestler, he was a damn good wrestler, you know?
He was very good.
He's a great in-ring performer. He's got great mic skills. You know, he's got a character, you know, that he was, you know, when he was a good guy, he was over. You know, when he was the bad guy, he was still over, you know, he just...
The voice of the voiceless.
And so he's a competitive guy, and I gotta think he's hearing that talk. He's thinking, you know, he never got that WrestleMania main event that he always wanted, and he never got. Coming back and winning the Royal Rumble, that gets you your WrestleMania main event.
Yeah.
It may be a co-main event because I'm sure there's going to be a women's main event also, but...
Well, this year I think the men should... I think they should take turns. I think.
Well, yeah, the men will be the last match because last year was the women's main event was the last match.
Right.
Yeah, this year they should do the men's, but still it would be considered a co-main event.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say all the title matches, but I know what you mean. There are multiple main event matches now. There's no longer just the main event. There is multiple.
Dude, if Ronda Rousey comes back in the Rumble and if she wins. And that sets up, or imagine
I was hearing.
Imagine Shayna Baszler if she was to
Excuse me.
come in and she wins the Rumble.
That'd be cool.
You're gonna tell me that she's not gonna be main eventing Mania against
Ronda
Becky
Rousey?
Lynch? Becky Lynch. Don't you remember Survivor Series,
Oh,
which has
yeah.
happened since we last seen you?
Right, but
And Baszler
cool.
won. Baszler won, but then Becky Lynch attacked her outside the ring, and then stood up on the announce table over her, holding her title up in the air. So even though Baszler won the Survivor Series, Becky got
she
that
didn't
last
beat
laugh.
Becky.
Yeah, she didn't pin Becky. It was someone else that she pinned.
Yeah, but another rumor was Ronda Rousey possibly go to SmackDown and have her challenge Bailey. I did hear that. See,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rumors, folks.
Oh, I mean, I could name anyone and come up with a cool scenario that would just be perfect for them, you know. I mean, everyone knows how Miz and Morrison was. You know, they were a tag team, they were partners. Morrison has been seen backstage outside Miz's locker room speaking on behalf of the Miz when he said, "Oh, the Miz isn't taking any more
How cool would it
interviews
be,
or whatever." They get out there in the ring, everyone's assuming Miz and Morrison, and then Miz or Morrison, one of the two, eliminates the other one, and that just sets off. Now that you guys were, you know, former friends and tag team partners, tag team champions, and now you're rivals. There you go. There's instant heat beef. There's history. There's a story there automatically.
Do you think John Morrison will get a push to where he may see main event status?
You know, Edge comes back. Edge and Randy Orton.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen?
Same thing. One of those eliminates the other, and that starts. There's a rivalry there. Or they could work together, and after the Rumble, reform Rated RKO.
Oh, Rated RKO. That was talked about.
You know, to go to wrestle. So, I mean, they could work together and then, you know, tag team and go on. Or they could turn on one another during the Rumble. One eliminates one, and now you got a feud between the two. Like I said,
there was also
the stories are just.
There was also talk.
That's the cool thing about the Royal Rumble at this time of, you know, it's WrestleMania season.
Right. The one thing I was going to say, though, was, speaking of rumors, you said Edge, Christian.
Yeah, that's another one, exactly.
Christian, and what they were saying was if Rated RKO were to form, it would be the OC versus Rated RKO and Christian. So it would be Edge and Christian and Rated RKO. Which, I mean, if that was to happen, I think that'd be great.
I mean, that would be cool.
Christian,
and Randy Orton on a team together against the OC and AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, dude, without a doubt. And you know, and I mean, we got to talk about AEW for a second. Let's talk about the last segment that we talked about. Diamond Dallas Page was in the ring with MJF, and MJF had some quite nasty
off-color comments
to Diamond Dallas
in regards to what, DDP's daughter or something.
Yeah, talking about having relations with his daughter.
Sweet, sweet lovin'.
The hokey pokey.
Horizontal mambo.
The old wedding tackle.
Take the skin boat to Tuna Town. Whoa. Might have went too far there. Let's retract.
So anyways, so Diamond Dallas Page, first let's start this off. Cody Rhodes feuding with who was his best friend,
MJF, yeah.
MJF. They have that storyline going. You know, Cody's out right now, as far as I know.
No,
he's back?
Yeah,
Cody's back.
Cody and Dusty Rhodes just last night were in a match. They tag team together against the Lucha Brothers.
Oh, right on.
So it was the Rhodes Bros against the Lucha Bros. And the Rhodes Bros won.
Right on. So, MJF, though, is starting with Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page wants one more match, he said. So I guess because a brawl broke out with, who were the two guys? Blade and...
Butcher and the Blade.
Butcher and the Blade. They came out to help MJF and his big old muscle-bound dude that's behind him.
Yeah, Wardlow.
And they jumped him and they beat him down. And then until Dustin Rhodes comes in for the save. And then I forgot who else was there. I can't remember the two guys. It was a tag team. They came in. They were helping, and it's cool though, man, because I feel like AEW are doing things. You know, they're having storylines that, like, whoa, they actually just said that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, they actually just did that. You know, it's like WWE doesn't do that kind of stuff no more. You know, but I have seen WWE kind of pushing the envelope the last month.
I tell you what, here's
They've been doing good.
another big match that's at Royal Rumble. Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that's gonna be
That's
good.
a big one because that again, that is another.
The Hibachi Warriors.
There's beef, there's history, there's story there that goes back to NXT.
The Yamanashi twins.
Yeah, yeah, and one of the reasons why Asuka is doing the little solo kind of single run right now is because
The other one's injured.
at the last pay-per-view, yeah, Kairi Sane got concussed.
Yeah.
Concussed.
And that's a shame because, man.
But yeah, she'll
you
be
know
back. She's got to take some time.
You know, every performer, this is like the exciting season for them.
Have you heard? I can't remember what it was. Have you heard any rumors of Lars Sullivan?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you know the rumor too.
I don't know.
I'll let you go ahead and talk about that.
No,
one,
I don't know. Just look it up. I think there was something. There's been
So
something
Lars
about him.
may or may not have a future in WWE. Lars,
well, he's certainly got a past.
he sure does.
So, yeah,
Lars
look that up.
apparently made a living filming skin flicks, pornographic movies,
Yeah, I thought we were.
bumping ugly films.
I thought we were not actually going to say it. It was part of the comedy of just dancing all around it, but not actually saying it, and then just moving on, pretending like we just didn't.
And now it has been released,
And
which sounds like a film
let's.
they could have named. Now it has been
Gee.
released.
I can't imagine who flubbed this little charade we had going. Oh man.
But hey guys, seriously, I do want to say this real quick. We did take a break for the holidays. We are happy to be back. 321 Screw is still around. Myself, the Big Shot Joe, along with the Captain Bill. And I don't know, man. It seems like something's different. I just have a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy, though. I mean, I feel like it's always been two people, right?
Well,
Has it always been two people? I don't know. It seems weird. But I like this dynamic, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. So,
Yeah.
rock on. Right on.
Whatever he says. Yeah. But yeah.
Talk later.
Yeah, like I said, good to be back. Good to be back. Lots going on.
I am, guys.
Lots to talk about, and we're back at just the right time.
And let us just point out something that we are very proud of. We got our guest up here, the Macho Man.
Oh yeah,
Randy Savage. Randy.
oh yeah, Joey. It's great to be here, brother. I dig it. The 321 Screw.
There you have it, folks.
Snap and do a podcast.
That's right. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
And of course, naturally, we had to put the the IC belt underneath Macho Man.
As far as
'Cause,
I'm concerned, he was one of the greatest IC champs of all time.
Yes, he was world champion too, but I think he's most recognized as,
When you talk about
as Intercontinental champ.
when you
Yeah,
talk
there's a
about
couple
one of the
guys that's like
superstars that
you think IC champ when
made
you
that
think
championship.
of him. When I think of Intercontinental Championship, I think of Macho Man and I think of
Ricky.
Mr. Perfect.
Right, Mr. Perfect, definitely. I also wanna let's give him some big ups. You got to talk about the Honky Tonk Man.
True, yeah, Honky Tonk Man.
He
yeah.
had one of the longest
Yeah,
reigns,
he
and
was
then I
IC.
think Randy Orton. I think in the last they said in the last decade at the time, Randy Orton had the longest reign, so he didn't technically beat Honky Tonk. But even you know what though, I'm gonna give it credit.
You know what? Shinsuke's had it for a while now.
He has.
He's
I
had
don't
it.
like the change of the belt.
I do. I like the
see,
new.
some
I like
do.
the new belt.
I don't. I don't know.
I think it looks cool.
I feel like the championships now are. I like AEW's design. You know why? It has the AEW, but it's not just one big plate that says AEW.
Right.
It's
and
got
this
design
new
to
IC.
it.
There's more detail and design to the new IC belt than there was.
Really?
It was just that.
Yeah, but that.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I didn't say it was bad. I liked it, but the new one is cool. It's more detailed. There's more to
No,
it.
no, I have to
and
check
it's
it
been
out.
like this for a long time. You know,
I'm of course referring.
mix it up a little bit.
I think I'm more. I think I'm more salty towards the fact that, you know, the two women's world champions and the, you know, the men's world championship belts, the Universal title, WWE, they all look the same design. They should have a different design.
Yeah.
It's all generic to me. I liked the days, which I know times do change, but you know, you knew what an Intercontinental, a European Championship,
I wouldn't call it
North
generic.
American Championship.
I wouldn't call it generic. It's
Okay,
just
uniformed.
yeah. It's just
I do take that back. More uniformed. It's like, okay, like, are you saying
plain. It's just it's plain.
It's dull.
There's nothing flashy. There's nothing, you know.
Bring it to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Start
it's just,
over. That's
I
that.
mean, don't get me wrong. You know, like you said, you know, they're not horrible. They're just, there's nothing that really stands out about them.
Bring
you know,
back
they're
the
just,
eagle
you
and
know,
the globe.
I was just talking earlier. WCW, the old, that world championship that they had, and then WWE. Because they
The World
adopted it, it
Heavyweight.
became the World Heavyweight Championship,
Right.
and
That
then there was the
title-
WWE Championship. That belt, that big gold
That was a
shape,
world championship.
that one. I mean, yeah, you wearing that, it's like, whoa, that was
All right,
was something.
Since we're on the topic of championships, let me ask you: out of the WWE Championship now, what was your favorite version of that belt?
Of the
The
WWE,
WWE
my
Championship.
favorite one, the Smoking Skull.
Okay, I gotta give you that because that's kind of outside of the box.
Yeah.
Because I was only thinking of but it was a world championship, so I'll give you that. That belt was awesome. The inside made of snakeskin. So, but my favorite championship, I would have to go Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart era Winged Eagle.
The Winged Eagle was very cool.
The one
But
after
you asked me what my favorite
right,
one was
right.
of the WWE ones, and it was
But
the
I'm saying
Smoking
that
Skull
was my
one.
favorite. Now I own the John Cena duplicate, you know, the one he came out with.
That one, at the time when he came out with that one I
was
thought
cool.
was very unique. it was definitely it was different.
But I thought
And
once
I just
he
thought it was cool
lost
because it was befitting of his character in the beginning. You know, and he
Right.
was, you know, the doctor of
Thugonomics.
thugonomics and all,
And then
and
he
it just
transitioned.
with the spinner. It was befitting of that.
Warlike.
Of that, yeah, exactly. It was befitting of that John Cena.
Sorry, folks, I keep
But
going.
do it again. It's a flare chop.
Woo!
Yeah, it was just you know, it fit that character, but
It did.
but yeah.
John Cena, though, I honestly thought after he lost his WWE Championship the first time, I figured, okay, they're going to come out with a new design because that was his belt. Instead, they did leave it, but after a while, if you notice, the belt didn't spin after a while.
Right.
Like, they would just put a, you know, they would probably make it
Yeah,
to
because
where-
somebody who had the belt after that I think it was Miz that
Flipped it
first
upside down.
flipped it upside down, so the WWE looked like a W looked like an M,
for the Miz.
and it didn't spin. It was
Well, and then
stationary.
look who put a customization on his was Edge.
Yeah,
Edge
he had
did the rated R superstar logo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but anyways, we're on topic of championships, which, what do you guys think? Let us know. Give us some comments. Give us some feedback.
Just like, I mean, granted, it wouldn't work now because women's wrestling is viewed differently than it was then. But at the time, when they come out with the Divas Championship and it went shape looked like
a butterfly.
you know the butterfly and all, I thought it was kind of cool. Again, it was befitting of that time. You know, like
Right.
the way that the women wrestlers were portrayed back then.
Well,
You know, they were
They
more
were called divas.
Yeah, they were divas. They were
They
more
weren't-
delicate, dainty.
They
tight.
weren't. They wrestled, but they weren't considered. Let me say
Yeah,
this
they
the right
were
way.
never-
They were pro wrestlers, but they were never on television saying, like a WWE superstar, and then you got the divas. Now it's WWE superstar, WWE superstar.
No, the difference was
the
the
women
difference with them back
wrestlers.
then is they were wrestlers, but they didn't.
They were used more for eye candy.
They didn't have the kinds of matches like they had now. Back then, they wouldn't have had hardcore falls. People like Becky Lynch, even
had-
Charlotte Flair,
Yeah, but look at how they broke the
Baszler,
barrier.
Ronda Rousey. These
They had
women, they're-
TLC matches now.
Yeah. These
Hell in
women,
itself.
the Diva Butterfly title just wouldn't look right on Becky Lynch. I'm
You know what they
sorry.
should do, like they did with the Hardcore Championship when they busted the old WWE Championship?
Yeah.
They should make a Hardcore Divas champ and just have that butterfly belt broken up and stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool. Joey, keep your ideas to yourself. Yes.
I like when it comes to the hardcore belt, I like the WCW's hardcore title better than
They did have a hardcore title, right? I could have sworn they did. Now, who had it first? I think it was WWF. I'm almost positive.
I don't know. I would,
We'll
I would
Google
just
it.
be guessing.
We'll Google later.
I would just be guessing if I tried to give an answer. You
Yeah,
know.
and that's not fair to the fans.
Let's find out right now.
But like,
Let's
while
find
he's
out
doing
right
that,
now with
check it
live
out.
with you guys.
Next to Mach, we got the United States John Cena title. We got Bill's Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know how many days, guys. It's been a while. Let's just go a year. He's been champion for a year.
Hold on.
The WWE.
What year did the
Championship.
WWE introduce the hardcore title?
98.
1998. According to WWE.com, the Hardcore Championship was introduced on the November 2, 1998 edition of Raw when Mr. McMahon awarded the title to Mankind.
There you have it.
Joey.
Now, what year did WCW introduce the hardcore title?
He must have done this a lot.
1999. According to
The
Bleacher
next year.
Report, for this edition
This
of
guy.
event, I present the WCW Hardcore Championship. It first appeared in 1999 when interest in hardcore wrestling was at its peak.
Right? Alrighty then. So, as we were talking though, the Royal Rumble, I just want to say this. Royal Rumble is my favorite time of the year for WWE, for pro wrestling. Like we were talking about, the surprises, the setup for WrestleMania. It starts the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. You get that's where
And
that's
then,
where you get that classic moment from somebody when they're
And plus, yes, they're pointing at the sign.
at the sign.
But here's the thing. One thing I love.
Okay, go ahead.
One thing I love about the WrestleMania season, that's when you know
all
Vince.
the half naked men.
No. The storytelling. They really.
Shawn Michaels' firm buttocks.
No.
He talks about that kind of stuff when we're not on the air. No, go on.
He's full of shit.
Go on with your silly story.
So what I'm saying is that for the Royal Rumble, you notice the production value, Vince McMahon, the quality, the storylines get better. You notice he's putting more effort. Not that he doesn't put effort.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Because WrestleMania is his Super Bowl, man.
That's
you
it,
want
man.
You want the best
pull
for
out
your
all
Super
of the
Bowl.
stops, and that's why I love watching it around that time. And their ratings are probably the highest around that time for Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get guys. I got buddies of mine that don't like wrestling anymore, but they will watch WrestleMania season because it's entertaining.
So, just talking about that moment, that everyone does, when they win the Rumble and they point at the WrestleMania
and then you see
sign.
the fireworks.
And then not just that, then you sometimes, and then after that, leading up to WrestleMania, the WrestleMania sign's still hanging. What's your coolest What would you say was the coolest moment of basically a WrestleMania match
I'm so glad you asked
being,
this. Based off of the
you know,
point.
so to speak, but basically where, you know, a wrestler used the WrestleMania sign
Okay, can I
to
go
maybe
first?
make a match.
Let me go first.
Because we probably have the same.
The Undertaker enters the ring. I knew you were going to do that. And then he's just standing in there, and before he could even say anything, Motorhead comes on. It's time to play the game, and Triple H comes down. They didn't have to say a word.
Nope.
They didn't
just
say
stood in
one
the ring,
word.
stared at each other for a few seconds.
Wearing sunglasses at night, still don't understand it.
And I believe it was
Triple H takes him off.
Undertaker that looks at the sign first.
And Triple H is like,
Yeah,
then-
they're just staring at each other
and then
face
they
to
look
face.
back.
And Undertaker just kind of looks up at the WrestleMania
but
sign.
here's my favorite part of
And
the
then
whole
Triple
thing.
H kind of looks up at the sign.
And then the fans are
And then
going
they
nuts.
look back at each other.
And then Undertaker gives it a chuckle. He kind of does a little chuckle. He goes like that.
And then
And that was
walks
it.
out of the ring. Not a word was said, not a punch
Nope.
was thrown. But a huge, massively huge WrestleMania match for
But
that
that-
year was made. Because at that time, the streak was still intact.
Oh, without a doubt. And
So that was a big deal. Triple H and the Taker at
One-
Mania. And just the way it was done was just so awesome.
dude, listen to. Let me just real quick. We talked about this a while ago. Taker's streak. You want to know some cool facts I picked up about it? He defeated all.
I'm sure you're going to tell me anyway.
Absolutely. Oakley dokley. Now, so, what I'm trying. Sorry, I've been on a Simpsons kick. Disney Plus, it's awesome. So, you have the Undertaker streak. Did you know in his streak he beat all 4 members of Evolution? Okay. Also, he beat 3 members of the Clique. Alright? He beat the 2 leaders of D-Generation X. Okay? Kane is the only one he fought 3 times during his streak. No, 3 or twice. Twice. Shawn Michaels twice. Triple H twice. It's like there's so many different facts that he has with the streak.
He
the
never
connections.
faced Stone Cold at a WrestleMania, though.
He didn't have to though.
But, you know, it's just funny. You would have thought at a WrestleMania, at
course.
some point over the years, Undertaker and Stone Cold would
But
have
Here's the
met.
thing. See, Vince back in the day, during the Attitude Era, I've noticed that type of rivalry. They did a program called On the Highway to Hell, right? And they used AC/DC's song Highway to Hell.
Right.
Okay. For SummerSlam. So Vince used that for that big pay-per-view. And that Austin Taker rivalry went on for a good maybe 4 or 5 months. So then what Vince did was use the popularity of Stone Cold, WrestleMania 14, who he was then transitioning a young Brock into the main event scene.
Undertaker and The Rock never met at WrestleMania either. Again,
He didn't have
another. I see. No, you can't say, "Oh, he didn't have to." You're talking about the top stars
to. Of course.
of that time when the streak was going on. And just WrestleMania being the Super Bowl, the granddaddy, the show of shows, and when it comes to pro
Right.
wrestling, to have
The
someone the
biggest stars.
caliber of an Undertaker has never faced Rock or Stone Cold at a WrestleMania. And
Well-
that is a WrestleMania type of match.
Of course it is.
I
but
mean, if you was to think Stone Cold Undertaker, WrestleMania, that's a WrestleMania worthy match if I ever saw one. Same with Undertaker Rock.
But see, back in the day,
It's just, whatever the reasons are, it's just kind of ironic and funny that they never met at a WrestleMania.
it is weird. I mean, I'll give you that. But the reason why I say they didn't have to was because you got to think of the storylines that were going on at the times. You know what I mean? Like, so you look at a WrestleMania and you see, okay, Undertaker's facing the big boss man at WrestleMania 2000. WrestleMania 2000, well, Stone Cold was injured. He was out. Maybe that could have been the WrestleMania where they did Undertaker versus... or no, I'm sorry, WrestleMania 15. He fought the Big Boss Man, Hell in a Cell. Austin and Rock main evented that. But see, Vince...
Did Undertaker and Bret Hart ever meet at WrestleMania?
Nope. They did not. See, the thing was, the streak was first built, he would just go against the other monster characters. You know, like you got the Mark Henrys, and then you had Gorilla Gonzalez, that tall dude. You know what I'm talking about? He wore like the Bigfoot outfit or whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't Gorilla Gonzalez.
Gorilla.
That was Elegante.
Elegante then. So, but then you also had Kevin Nash. That's another monster-sized dude. King Kong Bundy.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, I understand, but that still doesn't change the fact that these were
Hell, even Kurt Angle would have been another one.
You're talking, the top 5 guys in the business, in the WWE during that era, during that run, 3 of them being Undertaker, Rock, and Stone Cold. And Undertaker never, not just that maybe one of them, Undertaker and Stone Cold never had a WrestleMania match. Okay, that's just one. But now the Undertaker and The Rock never had a WrestleMania match. Undertaker and Kurt Angle never had a WrestleMania match.
Undertaker Mick Foley.
Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call it.
Hell, he could have fought all 3 of them in one match.
Had a WrestleMania match.
Could have been 3 victories.
To me, that's just...
It boggles.
When you think about it, it seems really odd. Because Undertaker and any one of those guys during that time
could have had
would have been a legit WrestleMania worthy
pick
match, and none of them ever happened. Yet Undertaker still, compiled a 20-0 record, having never faced at WrestleMania Stone Cold, The Rock, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Mankind.
Only the biggest stars Vince had at that
exactly, time. Some of the biggest stars in the business. Yet he never faced any of those at the
Chris Jericho,
the greatest granddaddy of all pay-per-view wrestling shows. Yeah, Jericho. There's another. Say what you will about Jericho. Jericho may not, when you first saw it, you're like, Jericho. No, yeah. To me, Jericho is legit. Could be in that same. It could be put in. He should be mentioned in the same circle as in that same group, whatever. As the Rock, the Stone Colds, the Undertakers, the Triple H, the Bret Harts, the Ric Flairs,
the Hulk Hogan.
Chris Jericho is one of the greatest ever.
Of all time.
The greatest of all times. Absolutely. The dude has...
Absolutely.
He has legitimately, man, he's done it all in the business.
Absolutely. He has, bro. I mean, look. He's won... I mean, dude. Multiple time tag team champ. Everything. He's done it all. Okay, the thing is, there's one thing Chris Jericho hadn't done, and I kind of wish
the youngest ever AEW champion. The longest reigning AEW champion.
The oldest reigning AEW champion.
And so, I mean, the guy's list of his accolades.
That's it.
Go on. So, yeah, Chris Jericho is without a doubt, should be recognized as one of the greatest of all time.
Are you done?
You know what? What you said when you said Flair, there's another one. Undertaker and Ric Flair never met at
Yes,
WrestleMania.
they did.
They did at WrestleMania?
Remember I said he fought all Evolution guys.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
18. And
so there's one.
That was when Taker was a heel. He cut his hair short.
There it is. Okay.
There it is. There you go.
There we go. We had one.
There
one.
you go.
Taker and Flair.
One I was surprised they did versus Undertaker but I was happy that they did it, was Mark Henry, because Mark Henry deserved a main event push, man. He was one of those guys that that has been there so long, and
Yeah.
he just, you know, you could tell by how long a star's been there as who's the loyal. They do what they're told. Not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that work ethic, like Kane. Kane's loyal.
Yeah.
Mark Henry's loyal. Big Show, I think, is loyal. You know, hell, Kofi Kingston. Look how long Kofi's been there, man. 13 years. Kofi's been there a long time.
Yeah.
The Miz has been there that long, and he's still going. Randy Orton, I wonder though, how much left he's got in the tank. He's still young. When you're in your late 30s, you're still young in WWE and pro wrestling. You still, but the thing is, he started so young in his
I
career.
could still see Randy Orton going another 10 years.
You think so?
I think he could.
I think it's possible. I mean,
barring a serious injury. I mean, look at these. I mean, come on, think about it, dude. Look at the age of some of these guys that are still wrestling.
Like the NWA Tag Team Champions,
Rock and Roll Express.
which,
But I mean, even in
wow.
even WWE. I mean, you got. I mean, granted, it's not on a full-time basis, but you know, Undertaker is still on the active roster. You know,
He is.
you know. How old? You know, I mean, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, those guys are they're up there. I mean, they're in their 50s.
Triple H is on. I think Triple H is gonna be 50.
You know, but still, at 50 years old,
Yeah.
Triple H is. I guarantee you, Triple H is going to have a match at WrestleMania. The rumor is Triple H and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
I did hear that too.
So
I did hear
which
that.
that means at sometime here between now and WrestleMania, because they're buddies right now. Somehow they're gonna have to turn on. Someone's gonna turn on the other one between now and WrestleMania to make this happen. And what I'm hearing is the stipulation is going to be is the loser leaves WWE, you know, and of course the loser will be Shawn Michaels, and I think that's Shawn Michaels'
way
exit out of, you know, the
company.
No, because I don't think he's gonna.
Well, he's a head trainer for
Yeah, I
NXT.
think he's gonna be, you know,
to ever compete again.
Yeah, competitive competition.
It is rumored though that Triple H wants to retire from in-ring competition too, though. He's really taken to that office position.
Well, he pretty much
is office.
has, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
when's
the
the last
boss.
match that he had?
WrestleMania with Batista,
Okay, so yeah,
where he ripped out the nose ring,
so it's been almost
the
a
pliers.
year. You know, what is he? You know, maybe 2 matches a year. You know, he might wrestle at Crown Jewel.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna have Crown Jewel at Saudi Arabia again.
Who knows?
After that whole mix-up. But anywho,
Depends on how long the contract was for. So yeah. Also, I want to do a little shout out here right now to Mr. Kyle K. Swinesburg. Good looking out on
he's
watching the old going back and rewatching all the WCW stuff.
Never would have thought you would have finally done that, Kyle.
But I'm glad that you are, because now you can understand
the birth of the NWO.
Yeah, you can appreciate WCW for what it was.
The Four Horsemen.
Because, you know,
the cruiserweights.
Kyle was one of those types, you know, he was all WWE.
And the LWO.
Forget everything else. It was WWE only. And me, I'm, you know, I'm a wrestling fan. I was all about NWA,
ECW.
WCW, ECW, WWE, TNA. As a wrestling fan, I liked wrestling, and I liked having all the different stuff. And I watched, you know, WCW was the one I watched.